Non-tribal creature decks in Modern are doing about as well as my grandparents, and it makes sense because they're all dead. Okay, big boys, I have put together a new deck here, a multicolored deck centered around the new card Hero of Precinct One, which says whenever you cast a multicolored spell, create a 1/1 white human creature token, and that's pretty good. Not surprisingly, we have a lot of multicolored cards, the most important one being Wilt-Leaf Liege, which gives all of our green creatures +1/+1 and all of our white creatures +1/+1. So if a card is both green and white, it gets +2/+2. In addition, if our opponent causes us to discard Wilt-Leaf Liege, instead of going to the graveyard, it comes into play, and it's a 4/4. It's pretty good value for 4 mana. We also have Voice of Resurgence. If Voice dies or if our opponent plays a card on our turn, we get a creature token that's both white and green with power and toughness equal to the number of creatures we control. It's also very good value. And we also have one Eldritch Evolution, so we could sack a Voice, get a token, and then we get Wilt-Leaf out. As for other multicolored cards, we have Dryad Militant. For 1 mana, it is a 2/1 that causes instants and sorceries to be put into exile instead of into graveyard. So it's pretty good against decks like blue-white control. In addition, we have Incubation, which is also a new card. The most important thing is that it's multicolored, but it says look at the top 5 cards of your library and put a creature card into hand. Given that we have 29 creatures in the deck, it's not a bad card. We also have another new card, Knight of Autism. For 3 mana, it either becomes a 4/3 or destroys an artifact or enchantment, or we gain 4 life. So a lot of options for 3 mana. And as for the coolest card in the deck, it has to be Qasali Ambusher. If we control both a forest and a plains, or just one temple garden, we can cast it for free while our opponent's attacking us. And it has reach, which is also pretty cool. It goes really well with Hero, because the problem with Hero is that once it comes out, we gotta start playing multicolored cards to get value out of it, because a 2/2 for 2 mana is not great. So ideally, we'll either have Noble Hierarch or Birds out on turn 1, then turn 2 this, followed by one of these guys. That gives us a token, but if we can follow that up with an Ambusher, we cast Ambusher, we get a token, then Hero becomes pretty good value. Not to mention, it's really good in long matches, especially with Wilt-Leaf, because Hero's tokens are white, they get +1/+1 from Wilt-Leaf. Lastly, we have a Stirring Wildwood. It is a man land that is both green and white, so it does get pumped by Wilt-Leaf. We also have 2 Gavony Townships, puts 1/1 counters on our creatures, and then there are 3 Horizon Canopies. But now on the sideboard, the coolest card in the sideboard is Gaddock Teeg. It prevents non-creature cards with converted mana cost 4 or more from being played, and it also prevents cards from being played that have X in the mana cost. And it's also multicolored. Pretty cool. Then we have a Wheel of Sun and Moon. It is also multicolored. And instead of our opponent putting cards into their graveyard, the cards go to the bottom of their library instead. And against decks with a lot of creature removal, we have 1 Shaper Sanctuary. We draw a card every time a creature of ours is targeted. Then if we want to be really dirty, we have 1 Worship. Then against non-creature decks, we have 3 Thalias. And against artifact decks or Tron decks, we have 2 Stony Silence. And against board wipe, we have 1 Selfless Spirit. Makes our creatures indestructible for the turn. And for more graveyard hate, we have Remorseful Cleric. We can grab it with Incubation. And in case we don't really need the graveyard hate that game, at least it's a 2/1 flyer. And against creature heavy decks, we have a 4th Path to Exile. And that is the deck. So let's get to the gameplay. But first, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe, because that lets me know what people want to see. But without further ado, here's a gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand seems a little slow, so I'm gonna mull this one. And this is better, we'll keep. Ooh, and it looks like it's burn. This shall be muy grande. Start off with Hierarch and pass back. Riftbolt exiled. Opponent swings in, no blocks, and skewer the critics on us. Okay, Noble survives. And let's play a Voice, pass back. Opponent swings for 2. Yeah, I guess we can chump here. With 4 cards in hand, they could hit us pretty hard. And ooh, Knight of Autism. Play Knight of Autism, hopefully no Skullcrack. Skullcrack's been kind of a rarity lately. Never mind, there it is. Alright, we might be in trouble now. Swing in for 4 and pass back. I think they got us either way here. I just don't see us surviving this. Boros Charm, followed by Skullcrack. Yep, they got us. Dang, that Skullcrack was so dirty. Who main decks Skullcrack anymore? But good for them. Opening hand, we have Ambusher, but no Temple Gardens on a mole. And this we can make it work. Wildwood, pass back, and it's Goblin Guide. Land up top, nice. I think best move here, just go Voice of Resurgence, and then pass back. That way if they attack, we can block. Another guide. Opponent swings with both. Land with another hero on top. Trade one of them. Hero the critics, okay, down to 12. And this turn, best move, just play Hero. Swing for 2, and then pass back. Still a long way back. Lightning Helix, okay. Opponent swings for 2. Knight of Autism on top. Dang, I wish we had that hero out for the token. Oh well, let's go Knight of Autism while they can't use Skullcrack. Then swing for 2. Back to them. Opponent swings for 2. We get a land. Saves option here. Block like that. We have 2 cards in hand. Boros Charm and Eidolon. Cool. Well, I was planning on doing double this turn, but with Eidolon out, maybe we just go with that. Yeah. And then swing in for 4. They go to 11. Back to them. No place from them. We have Path to Exile. I think the best move here, go with Wildwood. And our opponent concedes. All right. Kind of a rocky start in that game too, but we were able to outvalue them in the end. So it's on to game 3. Okay. I don't know what happened because I definitely put in the sideboard cards for game 2, but they're now here. So maybe they didn't go in for game 2. I've never seen that happen before. So for game 3, we're actually going to dump all this and actually put in all this. And with that, let's go to game 3. Please submit this time. Game 3 opening hand. We do have life gain. We do have this. This I like a lot. So we shall keep. Goblin Guide. Another Knight of Autism on top. Turn 1, let's go Noble Hierarch and pass back. If they attack, we can put this into play. Searing Blaze. That's a bully move. Opponent attacks. Land on top. Nice. And we'll play this out for 0. Okay, cool. Look how dirty that was. They couldn't have seen it coming. Okie dokie. Back on our turn. Let's play the Militant. Swing in for 2. And back to our opponent. Boros Charm. Already down to 9. Skewer the critics down to 6. After the fetch will be at 5. But with the power of Autism, we can gain 4 life. Hooray! Swing for 4. Back to our opponent. No place from our opponent. Back to us. Let's swing for 6. Now we can go with more autism, but they could have Skullcrack again. Or we can go Hero followed by Path to be safe. That is a tough one. They have 2 bolts in hand. They could draw a 3rd bolt, kill us. I mean, I say we go with the autism. And don't worry, guys, I'm autistic, so I can say things like that. Boros Charm, no Skullcrack. Go up to 9, back to them. We do have lethal. There is the concede. I would say that match was pretty satisfying, especially with the Ambusher. Like, who would expect that, you know? Like, you're attacking with Goblin Guide, you think everything's normal, and all of a sudden, for 0 mana, a 2/3 reach pops out. That's pretty cool. So a pretty good start. Now on to the next one. Opening hand, we got the turn 1 Nobles, so we're gonna keep. And let's see what our opponent's got. Temple of Enlightenment, so probably Ad Nauseam, which means 9 of Autism is gonna come in handy most likely. Then back on turn, let's play Hero, followed by Noble, and then pass back. Prism, sure. I guess it's worth using the Autism on. Yeah, so take that out. What is these? Spoils of the Vault? Dang, son, you desperate. Names Phyrexian Unlife, goes down to 14, okay. Swing for 4, and then back to them. So here comes Unlife. Back on our turn, not much to do. Let's go Voice of Resurgence, another token, swing for 5, back to our opponent, plays a land, and opponent passes back. Oh, Noble. Swing for 8, put them down to 0 basically, and then back to them. In Desperate Ritual, okay. And there's Ad Nauseam. So we're going to game 2. So going to game 2, I'm bringing all this for all this. Teagues for Ad Nauseam, 2 Stony Silences for Lotus Bloom and Prism, and 3 Thalias for everything else. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand looks pretty good, so we'll keep. We could go Militant or that. I guess Militant. And back to our opponent. Back in our turn, Hero of Precinct 1. We go with the Teague this turn, but I guess go Hero. Swing for 2. Then we hit another land next turn. We can go boom, boom. Make 2 tokens. Opponent passes back. And there's another land. Cool. So let's go Incubation. Make a token. Another Teague. Yeah, just in case. Play one of the Teagues. Make another token. And swing for 4. Back to our opponent. 3 Lotus Blooms suspended as well. And head Prism. Where is that Stony Silence? Swing with the team. Then go Incubation. Hitting Thalia will be really good here. And there we go. There's Thalia. 2 Lotus Blooms will fire on this turn here, but they'll have to pay 1 for each. I mean, it's not that great, but we should be able to get it next turn. And there's the concede for game 2. So it's on to game 3. No changes to sideboard. Opening hand. I mean, we could do that. Yeah. Do these in hand. Let's do them all. And this we shall keep. Cool. Because turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, or maybe turn 3. It's about as good as it gets. Noble. And back on opponent's turn, they play Visions, but little do they know the pregnancy will begin shortly. Thalia, but let's go Stony and pass back. Opponent then passes back to us. Still only 2 mana here. But let's go Thalia. And then back to our opponent. Opponent plays a Temple, passes back. Hero of Precinct 1, or you just go straight for the Teague. I guess just go for the Teague right now to be safe. Feel a lot better once it's out. And then swing for 3. Opponent goes to 17, back to them. And opponent plays Phyrexian Unlife. We can take care of that with 9 of Autism if we can pull another land. Oh my gosh, fine. Swing for 4. Play Hero. And then back to them. Oh, that's not good. At least we have Stony to keep us company. Yay, and a land. Play another Thalia and pass back. If we just hit 1 more land next turn, then we're good. When this land's on tap, access. Yes. Yes. Let's prove that my mama's right and not getting that abortion. No. Okay, we got a second one in hand, so we can redeem ourselves next turn. Swing for 2. Back to them. They be tapping out their lands. Other land. 5 cards in hand. I don't know, but let's go for it. Knight of Autism once again. There's another pact negation, though. Oh my, what? And using a Simeon. Oh my god. All right, swing for 2. Back to them. Oh god, my mom should have gotten that abortion. She was right. Oh, let's swing for 2. Play Hero, followed by Militant, and then back to them. What is these? Oh, do they have it? Oh, my butthole. Don't believe it. I mean, they usually only run 1 Bantu's Last Reckoning in the sideboard, and they pulled it. Dang. I mean, we could have brought in Selfless Spirit, but like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Nah, but they also have more than 1 Bantu's. I mean, that's fair. But the double pact negation, that was dirty. Especially the second one with the Simeon Spirit Guide, because they're tapped out. We have the Thalia. Like, the odds of getting 2 pact negations back to back, followed by a Simeon in the same game that they get Bantu's Last Reckoning. I'm just saying, there was some luck at play here. All right. Can't win them all. But now on to the next one. Opening hand, we have Noble. These, yeah, we'll keep. And then pass back. And it looks like it's Tron. So now let's go Hero, Militant, making a token, and then back for opponent. Ancient Stirring, grabs Power Plant, and then back on our turn, let's go another Militant and a Knight of Autism, making it into a big boy. Now swing in, and back to them. Look at all of our little tokens. Ballista, sure. Ooh, we could play this turn to kill that. Then we're screwed if they have Oblivion Stone, but they might fire it the turn they play it either way, so let's just do it. Making another token to kill that. In response, they're gonna ping something. Militant, okay. Swing for 11, and back to them. And there's the concede. Look at that clean start. It is most gangster. Going in the game 2, I'm bringing 3 Teague, a Selfless Spirit, 2 Stony Silences, and 3 Thalias. Dumping these guys, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand is balls with these 2, so we're gonna mull. That's still pretty balls. Mull. Oh my god, mull. Alright. This is no bueno. Okay, let's see if we can survive. They play a land, pass back. We pull land. We could kill that, but that's assuming the short on green. And they'll draw a card if we kill that as well. Let's swing. And yeah, we'll try and kill it. So it forces the sack. It fizzles back to them. Expedition map. Oh, and they do have green. Okay. Lame. Ooh, get this. So let's swing for 4. And then play Teague. That shuts off a lot of their deck. They can still play Oblivion Stone, though. I mean, it doesn't shut off that much of their deck, but it shuts off Karn and and Ugin. But they could get Oblivion Stone here. Yeah, darn. That blows. Opponent fires it. Now let's go Incubation or Voice of Resurgence. Okay, can't play either one this turn. Pass back. Opponent plays Karn. Darn. Yeah, they got us. So we're going to game 3. Game 3, no change to sideboard, but our hand here, a little questionable. We do have Stony Silence, but this comes into play taps. We won't be able to play the Nobles. We got them all, unfortunately. And we'll keep this. But we screwed if we don't pull another land. Play that. And pass back. Chromatic Star. Come on, land. Yes, there is hope. Swing for 2. Back to them. I'm gonna play Ballista. Arg. Fine. Swing for 4. They're gonna chomp and ping. Now we could play Hero or just the Teeg. I guess the safest option would just be to go Teeg just in case. Oblivion Stone again. It's repeated before. Arg. Alright, swing for 4. We will play Hero though. Trying to force him to fire it soon. The 2 lands short. 1 land short. Another land. Swing for 6. And since the Oblivion Stone seems inevitable, let's pass back. Keep this in hand for after the wipe. Land, swing in. Opponent fires it. Then we'll play Wilt-Leaf, pass back. Come on, play a creature. We got the path ready. Oh, it's Karns. Not fair. Darn, it looks like opponent's got us. Let's try and hang in here. Play these, pass back. And an Ugin. Yep, that'll do it. It was a good fight though. But now on to the next one. Opening hand, 2 Wilts, but we do have a turn 1 Noble. So I say keep the Noble and pass back. Island, okay. Unless they have Spell Snare, this is the right play here. Opt, okay. Yeah, this card's super good against control. And then swing for 1. Back to our opponent. Slot of hand, so it looks like a Storm. Opt, and then back on our turn, let's go with Wilt and try and see who can win first. Swing for 5. Opponent takes 5. Back to them. We're all okay. But no third land. Ooh. That's unfortunate because here comes Big Boy. And then swing for a Nut Load. They could block this, go to 1. And that's what they're doing, but they won't be able to use that unless it's colorless. Interesting. Okay. Back to them. And they play Steam Vent's tap. That should do it. And that does do it. Alright. If they hadn't missed that land drop though, we might have been in trouble, but it happened. Going into game 2, things should be a bit easier. We are going to bring in all this and drop all of this. The Teeg will help out a lot. The Thalia will help out a lot. And, oh, I almost forgot this one. Shoot. And now let's go to game 2. Opening hand, 1 land, and it's a derp land, so we're gonna mull. Oh my gosh, the derp land again. What are the odds? Alright, mull. We can keep this. We'll keep. Okie dokie. Let's start off with Noble and pass back. And next turn, we'll definitely drop that. We're all sure. Back on our turn, let's go with this, and that. And let's do this now just to be extra safe. And then boom. And the icing on the cake. Boom. So no more instants and sorceries, go to graveyard. Pieces of the puzzle. Taking Manamorphose and Desperate Ritual. Back on our turn, pull Thalia. Let's go Incubation first. Oh, that missed. And then play Thalia. Swing for 4. And back to opponent. Opponent opts. But I can't imagine they have an out here. Another Thalia. And now swing for 4. Opponent takes the 4. Back to them. Another opt. Electromancer. So basically negating this. And Voice of Resurgence. Nice. Play the Resurgence. And then swing again for 4. No blocks. What is these? A Braid. Interesting. So we make a token. But it seems our opponent can't catch a break because here's a second one. And back to them. And Pyretic Ritual. Are they going for it? Pieces of the puzzle. Grabbing Remand and Flame Slash. Killing that. I mean, honestly, this is the bigger threat, though. Unless they have Grape Shot in hand, they're going to board wipe us. Or even Empty the Warrens could be a problem. Other pieces of the puzzle. And they're just going off. And Empty the Warrens. Interesting. Well, that got us. Because even if we block 5 of them, we still take lethal. So we're going to game 3. I can't believe they broke out of that one. Dang. Game 3. No changes to sideboard. We can go turn 1 and then turn 2. Yeah, let's keep it. Start with the birds, pass back, Seaman Visions. And so this turn will either go this or that, followed by that. It's usually tough call. I think removing the graveyard is the priority here. So we'll do that, followed by the Noble, and then pass back. Opponent passes back. Ooh, we could play that this turn. I think we gotta be smart about this. Let's go Thalia, and then swing for 1. Back to our opponent, and Flame Slash on that, but we do have a second one, so we're not pregnant yet. Ooh, and before we play this, let's go Incubation. Woo-hoo. Grabbing a Militant, just to be safe. And let's go Militant, followed by another Thalia. Back to our opponent. I'm gonna play this Ritual, okay. Ooh, and Grape Shot. We still have this, though, for the graveyard. All right, back on turn. Let's go with the Wilt. And we could attack or we could hold the white for this. And I'll hold the white for that just in case, even though it's not that great against them. Because a lot of their stuff is instant speed anyway, but it's only 2 damage. Oh, it passes back. Okay. Voice of Resurgence. Let's do that. Gifts and Given. Yeah, not a whole lot here. Flame Slash, take out that. I say get rid of that and Manamorphose. And let's swing for 5. Hold these back for that and for path that we need to. And back to our opponent. They might be going for a Ritual, Lightning Bolt, another Ritual, Echoing Truth. Sure. And Empty the Warrens. That will be a bit challenging. Let's draw a card. Okay, better hit a land here though. And that we do. And it's really not looking good for us. Let's play this. You can deal 8 to us. I mean, ooh, and they don't swing. Interesting. Another land. Play Voice. How do we get through this? I guess just swing for 1. Put somewhat of a timer on them. And then back to them. Opt. And no swings again. Back on our turn. Hero. Swing for 1 in the air. Play the Hero. Pass back. Opponent passes back. And a Teeg. That's definitely what we needed. Swinging for 1. Play it. They can't really do anything on our turn about it because of this. You get a token and then pass back to them. At this point, it's looking pretty good for us. But man, there's like a moment there where it wasn't looking very good. good. Swing for 1 again. Pass back. They could still get it. I mean, they have 4 cards in hand, but as long as Teeg is out and Wheel is out, there aren't too many answers they're gonna pull. And another Wilt, that's right. And now let's increase the aggression, but nothing too valuable. Comes like that, they take 5. They're on their last legs. They opt Visions, Manamorphose, and they could have Grape Shot in hand. Razorverge, sure. Is that it? Interesting. Township, yeah. And I guess swing with the team, because if they couldn't close it out there, I doubt they have an answer. And there's a concede in the match. Well, it was kind of scary there for a minute, but in the end we got it. So hopefully that was entertaining. And now on to the next one. Opening hand, I don't know, a lot of late game stuff and no ramp. I say we mull. I mean, pretty similar to before, but we'll keep it. Start off with Incubation and grab the Ambusher. Okay, back to opponent. Flooded Strand, okay. And then let's go Hero. It makes it, then pass back. Thing in the eye. So I assume it's the Phoenix deck. Okay, let's Incubation. Grabbing Wilt, play the Voice, and then pass back. Back on their turn, Manamorphose, Visions, Faithless Looting, and 2 Phoenixes as well. Arrgh. Yeah, we have 0 chance of coming back from this, mostly because it's lethal. So it's on to game 2. On to game 2 is bring in all this and dump all this. We got the Thalias, the Path, the Worship, and 1 Graveyard Hate card, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, it's alright, but I suppose we keep it. Start off with Militant and pass back. I'm gonna pass this back to us. Voice, swing for 2, play the Voice, and back to opponent. Thing in the eyes, okay. And a gut shot. Where's Path to Exile? Oh well, swing for 2. And we'll also play this, gain 4 life, and back to our opponent. Opponent bolts, okay. Lightning Axe, and they pass back. Back on our turn, draw a card. No path. Alright, play a Voice, and back to them. Snapcaster, flipping that, and might as well throw that out. Back on our turn, Thalia. Play Thalia, Militant, swing for 2. Back to our opponent. Phoenix, 10 damage. No fun. Alright, can play 9 of Autism, gain 4, play Militant, swing for 6, or actually let's hold this to block, swing for 4. Back to them. Faithless Looting, Pyromancer. Opponent swings like that. Let's block like this and this. I was not expecting the Pyromancer, but YOLO as the kids say. Let's go Voice, Noble, and then swing for 6. So it takes it down to 2. Back to them. Snapcaster on Lightning Axe. Okay. Killing the Voice and making a token, but we're still looking pretty good because if they attack, we have lethal. Oh, what? Big boy, what are you doing? Do you not know the way? No, he knows the way. Back on our turn. You could swing with everything minus the Noble. They're gonna prioritize that most likely. You have nothing to follow it up. Yeah, let's pressure him like that. Or, ooh, okay. That works as well. Now, I could play another one and keep this untapped in case they have a bolt for this. Yeah, I think we just go for this now. Play that. And then back to them. And they did have a bolt. All right. Opponent swings for 8. Chump block here. Back on our turn. And that's not it. They got us. All right. Well, Phoenix continues to be unstoppable. What can I say? How far away was the path? Very far. Very, very far. Okay. Fair enough. So in that league, the deck went 2-3. But right after recording all these matches, I played another league and the deck went 3-2. So overall, it won half the matches it played. And when the deck did win, it felt like it was due to like 1 or 2 cards in the deck that did really well. For example, Voice of Resurgence against counter decks, and likewise Ambusher against little creature decks that attack early. Cards like these do really well against a certain type of deck, so the wins kind of felt strange, you know? But this deck did feel quite a bit slow compared to the metagame. Compared to a Phoenix deck, which can deal 10 damage turn 1. Best case scenario for our deck, it's like turn 1 Noble, followed by turn 2 this with like a Dryad Militant. That's pretty good value, but it's not 10 damage turn 1. And we could even have Wilt-Leaf Liege out turn 3, but like there's decks out there that win turn 3, you know? So on one hand, I was happy to see that this deck went 50-50, despite being a creature heavy deck, which has largely disappeared from the metagame. But on the downside, the games that we did lose, it wasn't the most enjoyable experience because like the deck, you just know when it's gonna lose. Like you know the end is coming, you just gotta play it out. But it is what it is. As for the card, Hero of Precinct One, it was good against slower matchups, but against fast matchups, it wasn't all that great. We could have put in Manamorphose into our deck, which would have made the card a bit better, but Manamorphose doesn't do so well with Thalia and with Incubation. So hard to say if we can put it in the deck to make it better. But on the bright side, as more cards get printed, we'll see more multicolored cards, and as time passes, we'll have more cards to put into this deck. So we'll keep an eye on this deck. It could get really good at some point, but for now, it's just like, meh. And with that, we wrap up this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and as always, I hope you have a great day.